Nice to meet you guys! This is the walkthrough for the difficult stages for ToaH Ath'taros this month. Just a gentle reminder, these are the dates for the free ToA and free rune removal day. So for free ToA usually happens on the last weekend. However, for September is a little special, so it could be one of these dates. Similar to June, the free ToA actually happened on the 1st and 2nd of July. So just keep a lookout this Friday if there's any announcement. If there isn't, it means it will be next weekend. First up, at floor 40 we have Seara. So the wave shouldn't be a problem because it's just at floor 40. Coming to the boss, looking at the sidekicks, you will notice there's fire jokers and dark jokers. So these are all monsters that can place bomb on you. I decided to go with Chloe, who will buff immunity for 2 turns. You can also bring a cleanser, but note that Seara has detonation, which is impossible to escape. In this case, protection is better than cleansing. If you're wondering why Seara has bomb every turn, it's not because of a bug. You'll see that she has an extra passive which helps her to reduce the cooldown. As this is only floor 40, you want to bring nukers. For instance here, I bring ToaH as my armor breaker and Lin as my damage dealing monster. So both of them will also help me bring down the boss faster. Because the longer you stay at this stage, the more bombs they will put on you. At floor 50, we have the double Occult Girls. So this is the only stage where there's 2 big bosses. Even though it's only at floor 50, I decided to put in a healer as it's difficult to crowd control 2 bosses at a time. And somehow I managed to bring 4 fire monsters into this stage. This happens to work out quite well and I'll tell you why later. So going through the wave is not much of a problem. There's only 3 water monsters, and the second wave, you have all fire monsters. Entering the boss stage, you can see Charlotte is a wind monster, so this will be a tad more difficult for her to land the debuffs on me. That is why I decided to work on the light OG first. Using Hua, Spectra and an armor breaker here proves to be very good, so they will help me to slow and reduce the attack bar, and Spectra will do the damage. This will easily bring down the light OG and I can slowly work on the wind OG. That's why I wasn't too afraid that I didn't bring a cleanser here, as I wouldn't expect too many debuffs to land on me. At floor 63 we have the Dark Joker and 4 Camules. Looking at the waves, we have Lucian, so even though his 3rd skill ignores defense, but he is a ToA monster. He isn't rune a full critical hit, so it's okay if you bring water monsters like your water towers. Let's not forget what Camules can do, so you don't want to have a lot of crowd control mobs here to control all of them. You can use monsters like pheromones who can stun and also help you to cleanse any bombs from Liebli. Monsters like Belladon can seize Camules' buff. Even though this is only a single target seize, I think in this stage he will also help you, and if there's any reflect damage you get from Camules, you can use Bella to heal yourself. So another monster that is suitable here is also Zing, as he has an AoE block beneficial effect. So if you have Zing, I think around a 5-star Zing will be alright in this case. At stage 64 we have Julianne and the Dark Martial Cat. Actually I didn't include this stage, but I did see someone who said he has cleared this rotation twice, but he started having trouble at this stage. So just be careful of the second wave, the Dark Viking. This is the annoying guy you'll see every time you open your L&D scroll. So he has armor break on his 2nd skill and can revive his allies. So although his allies will be revived with only 1 HP. At the boss wave, you would want to land your stuns on these monsters first and then deal your AoE dots, as these martial cats will fill up their own attack bar when you crit on them, and they will counter attack you, which will stun you. I'll show you a team which I used to test it out for that guy. So Maeve is very useful here in this case, as he can help you to cleanse your stun when he uses his 3rd skill, and you will buff your speed to your whole team. The reason why I wasn't able to replicate this as my myth actually has 0 runes, and try to clear this floor again while protecting him is very difficult. So that being said, if your team fails, just try again. Also, one important thing to note is that you should land your single target hits onto Julianne, as you don't want to risk critting them on the martial cat. So even like your 20% crit mob also has a chance to crit the cats, and you don't want that to happen. Moving on to floor 66, we have the Dark Yetis and Dark Werewolf. The first wave shouldn't be too difficult and it's all little monsters. And the second wave we have Dark Hellhound and Dark Hellhound and the Light Golem. The Light Golem can buff immunity and defense buff. He is a defense scaling type monster, so just be careful that he can hit hard if he buffs his defense. At the boss stage, if you already know, Dark Yetis and Jultan will reflect a lot of damage, especially Jultan. Whenever you crit on him, he will reflect 12% of his max HP, and he does have a lot of HP in this ToaH. I decided to bring my Chloe. She will buff Invincible Shield over here and can shield me from the reflecting damage as I do all my AoE hits. So my Chloe will be going first and buffing the Invincible Shield. Just make sure when you are doing your single target hits, you want to hit on the Dark Yeti as they reflect lesser damage as compared to Jultan, unless you are confident of not critting. At stage 68, the Dark Yetis and Dark Golem. Again, all these monsters reflect damage whenever you hit them, so if you are doing an AoE damage, you will receive 5 times the damage back. So I thought, why not use the same team? You will notice here I have someone on a shield rune set. This is a nice extra little touch to protect yourself from subsequent reflective damage after Chloe's invincible shield wears off. So the person on shield here is my Beretta. You can choose to rune 1 or 2 monsters on your ToaH team to have shield rune set, or you can use monsters that buff shields like Musa or Ath'taros. At stage 70 we have Julianne and Ath'taros. I bet that you'll always remember Ath'taros. In the first wave we have the 3 colors of the Death Knight. Be careful of the Fire Death Knight, he can steal your HP. The Wind Death Knight can revive his allies, and the Water Death Knight can buff Endure. In the second wave we have the Light Death Knight and the Dark Death Knight. I would suggest bringing it down the Dark Death Knight first because of his passive. He will reduce the incoming damage of everyone. It's quite lucky that we only have 3 monsters at this stage, so if you read Julianne's passive, at the moment of his death he will regain HP by absorbing 10% from all other allies, unless the allies is less than 30% HP, so you do have to kill Ath'taros or at least bring down Ath'taros' HP to low before attacking Julianne. But as Ath'taros can heal, so it's better to just kill off Ath'taros first. As Ath'taros skills on defense, you do want to bring an armor breaker so when he counter-attacks you, it wouldn't be that painful. And luckily, this is ToaH and he's not rune on despair. Then, you have your monsters that does damage based off of the boss HP like Spectra, and you can bring heal block too. But if you feel that you have limited slots, heal block is not necessary as long as you can sustain to kill Ath'taros. Once Ath'taros is down, it's easy to just focus on the boss and kill him. At stage 76 we have Fria and Garo. After the buff of Garo, you might have a little trouble bringing down Garo. But luckily this is ToaH and not RTA. As the boss stage is all fire monsters, I would recommend bringing more water monsters, and as you can see the wave, You shouldn't have any problems bringing more water monsters as there's only like 3 wind vampires. At the boss stage, I would recommend you work on Garo first. After that, you can start working on one Fria at a time, unless you have monsters that has skill reset or oblivion. If not, you won't want to work on all of them at the same time, as Fria's third skill will cleanse everyone's debuff and heal up to full HP if she dies. This is quite a special skill and it is a passive and also has a cooldown time. At stage 80, we have Cracka the boss. The first 2 waves can clear easily with the normal standard CC team. Just try to dot them up a lot, so if you are using Beretta, it might be a little difficult to land dots on the Water Death Knight, so you can use monsters like Train. Just be careful if you are using Train, as the second wave there are 3 light monsters, and if there's only 1 dark monster in your team, they will start targeting him. At the boss stage, Cracka comes with 4 Dark Inferno. This can be quite dangerous if you don't know the Dark Inferno's passive, so you just want to dot them up, and when they are close to dying, you don't want to touch them, as when he dies, he will inflict 33% of his max HP as damage to the attacker that killed him, so if he dies from the dots, he will not reflect this damage. Meanwhile, afterwards we will focus on Cracka. Just armor break her and use skills that scales against the boss HP to deal damage. You will notice that Cracka has a special passive skill, being a ToaH boss. This will allow her revival skill to be up almost every other turn, so this is a good thing in the sense that she will be reviving her ally and not hitting you. So take this chance to bring down Cracka's HP. At stage 90, we have the Dark Sylph. Looking at the first wave, it should be no problem. The second wave, we have Julianne. So Julianne has a skill that will put bombs on you, so just be careful of that. You might want to bring a cleanser like Verdehile, so a 1 turn cleanser will be alright. You also can choose monsters that buff immunity, so this will help prevent bomb landing on you, and this is also good for the boss stage. So coming to the boss, the Dark Sylph comes with Train and Megan. The Dark Sylph first 2 skill is quite similar to Beretta, and his third skill has an AoE sleep, so just be careful of that. So in this case, I think we'll just focus on Sylph and crowd control the minions. You don't really have to bring down the minions. Just be careful of Train's AoE dots, so you can bring a cleanser like Verdehile in case when you're asleep, Verdehile can still help you cleanse the dots. An immunity buffer here is also good to protect yourself from Train and the sleep. Just be careful of Megan's skill of blocking beneficial effects. One of the important things to remember in ToaH is to bring your armor breaker to a big boss fight. So for me, I forgot to bring, and now I'll take a long time to bring down this boss. Finally, we come to stage 99. We have Verdehile and Spectra. In the first wave, we have Bernard, the Light Bernard, and Dark Bernard. I don't know their names. Actually, I prefer to call him Bernard. But anyway, the Dark one, just be careful of him. His first skill has a stun. Quite annoying if you choose like your healer as the Light Inugami as Bella, and then he will target Bella, and then he also will most probably stun Bella, and you can't heal the rest of your team. So if you are using like water monsters, you also want to be careful of Bernard, as Bernard is a wind monster. Going to the second wave, we have the vampires, so this stage should be not a problem. Coming to the boss, as you know, Leo will always be the first one to go because of his passive, so Leo will usually target your water monsters. So if you are using like the water Taoist, make sure that your water Taoist can tank Leo's first hit. I'm really happy with Rika's buff. Thank you, Camules. If you have a regard, she is now very suitable for ToaH, and so is Charlotte. So for this stage, you want to apply the slow debuff on all of them. You do not want their Spectra to apply the slow debuff on you. After that, I would recommend focusing on Leo first, so once Leo is down, all the speed will return to normal. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video helps you to decide if you want to climb ToaH hard this free ToaH. Good luck!